Lucky Boys Podcast.
I mean, so
Yeah.
what is it? What is all of this? Is it an investment? Is it a store of value? Is it
An asset class?
digital gold?
Yeah.
Is it like a stock?
Yeah.
Is it a form of currency? Is it a payment? I mean,
Yeah.
how do we classify this?
Yeah.
What is the appropriate classification?
People have classified it a whole bunch of different things over the past few years, right? Especially when it started blowing up and becoming super popular. Obviously, one of the biggest coin terms for Bitcoin was digital gold, right? We see it as a store of value. We see it as a safe haven. We see it as the next gold, right? It's tough to say because one thing is obviously the whole idea of Bitcoin came up was because fiat money is no longer valued by gold, right? It's not backed by gold. So the only thing that fiat money is based on is interest rates, government, right? Anything the government says. But now when it comes to Bitcoin, people are saying that that's going to be the next digital gold. Whether that actually comes true or not, we don't know. But one of the things that I want to mention is I think people underestimate the power of the Federal Reserve. Like there's just no way you're going to beat the Reserve and the World Bank with Bitcoin, right? There's just no way you're going to immediately change within the next 5 years into digital currency in terms of Bitcoin, right? It's going to be super tough. It's going to be a transition and transformation that's going to take years of reformation and
Like decades.
So do you think within our lifetime?
possibly don't know. It's
I mean,
really hard to say.
Just looking at the climb of Bitcoin, just to put some context into it. When did it come out? 2011? 2009?
I believe around 2009,
Right? All right.
2008 actually.
All right, 2008. So, oh yeah, during the recession. That's when what was his name? The
Satoshi.
Satoshi,
Yep.
yeah. So, it's essentially 12, 13 years old now.
Right.
And when it came out, it was, I guess, a penny. And then after a couple of years, it was worth, I guess, a couple $100.
Yeah.
And as we stand now, at one point in 2020, I hit over 10,000.
Yep.
I think it's back down to mid 80s.
Yep.
Mid 8,000s.
Mhm.
What's the ceiling here? What are we talking about? Like, you know, do we think it's going to go on a? I mean, that's insane. From going to, let's just say, $10 to 10,000.
Right.
That's absolutely like just insane. In 10 years, just something that'll increase in value by that much and have this type of world impact. And as this gains popularity, do you think it's something where it can hit 100,000, hit $1 million, you know, add a couple of zeros behind? Or are we going to lose zeros? Will it ever go back down to like $10 and to a point where people are like, that's worthless?
Right. So if we're talking about technically speaking, just looking at the charts, I don't think it's going to go back down. I don't see it retesting the 3K range or anything like that. As of right now, as of today, the market has been swinging back and forth, right? So we saw a run to 13K just a few months ago, went right back down to 6, 7K, made another touch on 10K. But as of right now, in terms of future value of it, it's really hard to say. You can't really put a number on it. $1 million seems a little far-fetched to me. But a lot of people are basically analyzing Bitcoin's future value based on a few technicals like Bitcoin halving that's coming up in June, right? So they're saying when it comes to mining, every 210,000 blocks of mining in Bitcoin, the supply is halved.
Okay.
Right.
So what does that mean if I halving? So someone, let's say I'm a beginner,